sorry if the video quality is bad or dark. It's actually 5:30 in the morning. I am on the way to my clinical site at the hospital. So, for my clinical rotation, obviously. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about my results. Last video I uploaded, I talked about how I had a panic attack. I thought I had a brain tumor. Well, luckily it's not a brain tumor. It's not that serious. However, so I lost my sense of smell, a bunch of symptoms that I referred to in my last video. Lost of sense of smell, tingling, numbness on my fingers, things like that freaked me out. So I went and got an MRI. By the way, it was the freakiest thing I've ever done. I'm not a claustrophobic person. I'm not, scared of noises, things like that. However, an MRI is a completely different experience. I was freaking out. It felt like I couldn't breathe. It was hard to take a deep breath because they told me not to move, so I was really trying not to move. Of course, they didn't mean don't breathe, but I was trying to not move so that they didn't have to take any longer in that thing, or I didn't have to wait any longer in that thing. So it was freaky. Once I thought I was getting used to the sounds, it would just freak me out again with a brand new, different, high-pitched, screeching sound. It was terrible. And I had earplugs in, so that's ridiculous. They need to find a new way to do that. An MRI. That's it. That was crazy. Anyway, that was on Thursday. I called my physician on Friday and I told him, hey, Friday early, can you please give me a call back? I left a message. Can you please give me a call back because I don't want to be wondering about these results over the weekend. I want to have a good weekend. I don't want to deal with this. Of course, he didn't call me back. Monday comes around, or Sunday comes around. Sunday, late Sunday. And he calls, which was weird. He calls me from a unknown number, completely unknown. And he's like, "Hi, Nancy. I want you to come in I want you to come in as soon as you can so that we can go over your MRI results." So I started freaking out. I was like, holy crap. If he's calling me on a Sunday night, there's something wrong. I was like, I have a brain tumor. I'm going to die. It might sound funny, but I was literally having a panic attack. I think just because I know how bad things could get, being a nursing student, I know how bad things can get and how, all these, horror, freak stories where it's a completely healthy person and all of a sudden they are going to die. I've heard it all before. So, I start asking questions and freaking out a little bit. He's like, oh, no, it's nothing of concern. It's nothing of concern. In my head, I was like, well, if it was nothing of concern, you wouldn't be telling me to come in tomorrow or as soon as I can. Anyway, he's like, it's nothing of concern. I just want to discuss some sinus issues as well as some other findings. Other findings? What are other findings? What sinus issues? What's going on? Do I have a tumor in my nasal cavity? Now what? In my sinuses? Now what? So, of course, me, type A personality, I was freaking out. He wouldn't tell me. I was, mad. Tell me now. I need to be able to control this. Pretty much. And didn't tell me much. He just said I have sinus issues. Nothing to worry about. So I was like, okay, whatever. Monday rolls around and I dreaded it all morning. I didn't. Monday morning, I was preparing myself, I guess, mentally all day or all morning to go in. I finally get the courage to go in at like 11 o'clock. And he tells me I have 2 maxillary sinus cysts, so one on each side, about 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters. One was 1.3 or something like that. He's like, that's no major issue. It shouldn't be causing your loss of smell and taste, and it shouldn't be causing your headaches. He's like, this pretty much is pretty benign, just due to your allergies. I have really bad allergies. I live in the valley, which has terrible air quality. I've been living here for about 5-6 years. Terrible air quality. Ugh. But anyway, he's like, it's probably due to your allergies acting up. Your immune system is just going crazy. And I had read that the Bay Area was having like the worst allergy season, pollen season ever. So of course some of it might translate over here. I don't know. So I was like, okay. And I'm like, do I need surgery to remove them? Do they have to be removed? He's like, I don't know. I was like, okay, great. He's like, you're gonna have to wait for your appointment for the ENT specialist for all that. And I was like, okay. And then the next thing, he's like, you also have an ectopic cerebellar tonsils. Never heard of this before. I don't even know what my cerebellar tonsils are. And at first I was like, my tonsils? Like, what's wrong with my throat? No, apparently my cerebellum has little, like, I guess, tonsils on it, like little end pieces to it. They're coming out of my skull by where my spinal cord comes out. So my brain is basically too big for my skull. So my cerebellar tonsils are coming out of my foramen magnum, which is the hole in the bottom of your skull that allows your spinal cord to go through. I started freaking out because I've never heard of this before. I was so confused. I had so many questions that he couldn't answer. So he's like, I'm like, should I be worried? He's like, no. Maybe if it's a large enough like projection, like if it's out enough, you should worry about it. And I was like, okay, what's out enough? He's like, some people say 3 centimeters, some people, or millimeters, I don't remember, centimeters or millimeters. So some people say 3 to 5. I'm like, okay, so what's mine at? He's like, I don't know. They didn't write it on the MRI report. Okay. Do I need surgery? I don't know. Yeah, I have to send you to a neurologist. I don't know about you, but whenever I hear neurologist, I freak out because that's crazy. I have to see a neurologist. And, okay. So, I'm freaking out about that. But at least now I know where my debilitating headaches are coming from. Like, they feel like terrible tension headaches. Like I've been holding a weight with my head all day. Like I've been looking up, trying to hold a weight all day with my head. I know where my peripheral pain comes from now. Like I have pain in my elbows, like deep tendon pain in my elbows and fingers. I have tingling. They said that that's also a possibility. The ENT specialist asked if it was a Chiari malformation, which I guess is like a birth defect. I said I didn't know. I don't know what qualifies for that malformation. But if it is that, I've had it since birth. That's where I'm at. I haven't seen the neurologist. I don't even have an appointment for a neurologist. My primary physician is so forgetful that I might have to remind him to put in a referral for a neurologist, to be honest. And oh, but for my smell taste, I was put on prednisone, which I was having a hard time with. I just started it yesterday because I am breastfeeding, and some physicians say it's contraindicated. Some physicians say it's fine. I read studies online that said it was fine on breastfeeding because there are people with autoimmune disorders that have to take them for life, and of course have children and breastfeed. So there are people that do it, and there has been no side effects on the infants, or any adverse effects reported. So, but I will make a breastfeeding video for any of you who are interested. Not a video of me breastfeeding, but I will make a video just about my struggles in nursing school so far with breastfeeding. I have done it successfully for 2 semesters, almost 2 semesters now by the end of this semester, which would be the end. After the semester, my son will be over 1. So next semester, my son will be over 1. So I will stop. But anyway, I'll have more of that on my other video whenever I get around to doing another one. As of now, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about my diagnoses or anything like that, please comment. If you want a follow-up on this, please comment. I do want to make a video once I see a neurologist, so I'll do that, and hopefully I can come up with some more content just kind of to document my whole experience, so holistic experience of nursing school, which so far is wild, but so worth it. Okay, thank you for watching.